Hello everybody and welcome back to your IBS Answer Portal. Today's video is T-108. We're doing the T-108 series in two parts. First, we're going to do a little review of Phase 1, answer one perplexing question that I get repetitively from people who have IBS and other inflammatory bowel diseases, and even from physicians. So we're going to review Phase 1 treatment protocol, and then Part 2, we're going to go into Phase 2, and I'll explain to you how to continue your treatment protocol. So for review, first let's do the review. You should have been on for these 6 weeks. You should have been following my Phase 1 treatment protocol, which included your diary, your log, that you logged in everything about your body for these past 6 weeks. That included all of your bathroom visits, your consistency of your stool, your frequency, your feelings of physical feelings, that is gas, cramping, bloating, loose stools, and describe it in detail. At day 7, following this protocol, you should have had your symptoms reduced. You should also have been on 2 specific ERT or enzyme replacement therapies. I'm going to hold this up to the camera, and please make sure that you were using this broad spectrum enzyme replacement therapy. In addition to your Digest Gold enzyme replacements, which have a lot of pancreatic enzymes, you should have also been utilizing Benzyme, and here it is. This is pure alpha-galactosidase. This is the enzyme that breaks down your complex sugars in high FODMAP foods, such as onions, garlic, peaches, cherries, watermelons, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower. You get the idea. That's murder. That produces the gas, cramping, bloating, and all that happens because you're not producing some of these enzymes. So by week 6, you should have filled out that log. You should have markedly improved. You should not have cheated on this diet at all. And you should have markedly improved results. Now for the perplexing question. I know a colorectal surgeon. He is extremely interested in my treatment protocol, my theory on how you develop irritable bowel syndrome and other inflammatory bowel diseases, and he wants to know why I figured it out and how come medicine generally doesn't know this. I explained it to you in the past, but I'm going to repeat it. There is a condition called PILI, post-infectious lactose intolerant. About 30% of people who get a severe or bad gastrointestinal infection end up being lactose intolerant after their stomach virus, or whatever you want to call it, is over. What happens is, all of a sudden, they go back to their doctor and say, you know, doc, I feel better, but I feel horrible when I eat ice cream, or I eat cheese, or I eat butter. The doctor goes, well, you probably have lactose intolerance. What happened was, in that particular case, even though their brush border was not completely damaged, in the last section of the small intestine, the cells that produce lactase, that's the enzyme that breaks down milk sugar, has been damaged. And it usually is kind of temporary. And what happens with these people, after 3 to 4 months, all of a sudden, they are starting to regenerate those glandular cells that line the lining of their ileum, or their section of the small intestine. Voila! All of a sudden, their lactose intolerance is gone. This is pretty much the same thing what I'm trying to accomplish with my treatment. You have severely damaged the lining of your small intestine. That is the brush border. Even though medicine knows you keep regenerating every 2 to 5 days new cells to replace the old ones that shed. Nonetheless, my theory is, which I have proven, is that yes, you regenerate that lining of your small intestine, but those enzyme-producing cells were never given a chance to regenerate. And the reason is because you keep eating those same foods that you're not capable of breaking down these complex sugars, resulting in more gas, cramping, bloating, loose stools, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which ends up being caused by all the sugar present for the pathogenic or disease-causing bacteria to grow. Now you have the answer, and this is the proof. And the proof is people who have celiac disease could take 3 to 5 years for their intestines to finally rebuild to a functioning status where they can start to feel normal again, provided for those 3 to 5 years they never touched gluten. So that's the answer. Remember what you got to do. Those 3 things. Ta-da! Enzyme. Make sure you take this every bite of food that you eat that is one of those high FODMAP diets. Secondly, you take this digestive gold with each meal. Now we're going to go on to phase 2, and we're going to talk about that in T-108 part 2. So I'm looking forward to doing this with you, and if you follow what I'm saying, I'll guarantee you're going to get better. I know of many people who avoided bowel resection surgery because they allowed their small intestine to repair. Stay tuned for part 2. Thank you.